The next pose is going to be squat pose. So when you're squatting and you feel that you're always falling backwards, or you really have to work hard and you feel at some point the muscles of your shins working very hard, then you can use blocks and place it underneath your heels. And the main function of this pose is actually to allow the spine to be released, because you're hanging with your hips. There's nothing pressing against your hips. So in that way, your spine is hanging, is pulled down by gravity. So there is space created, decompression for the spine. So that is the main function. You don't want to feel anything in the knees, no strain or no painful compression in the groin. So if you feel the groin or if you feel the knee, play with your foot position, maybe turn them out, turn them in. You can also bring the feet closer in to avoid feeling compression, but make sure that your hips do not touch the block. And then allowing your hands to be interlaced and fall forward to create some extra weight onto the head. You don't have to push, just allow the arms to hang and let gravity do the rest of the work. And then to feel again a stretch in the back side of the neck and the upper back. And here you're going to hang forward and relax the belly. So either in between the legs or against the legs. And for some, this is still too heavy. So for the knees, for example, so then you can also bring yourself against the wall. If you still feel an uncomfortable sensation in the knees, you can also use a blanket in between the knees. Sometimes that can create pressure of the thigh, the blanket, and the calf muscle. And then allow the hips to rest against the wall. So you don't have to fall forward, but you can lean back a bit. And this also is helping against the compression in the groin. So especially if the knees are uncomfortable, this might also be a variation that you could do. You can again use the blocks underneath the heels if that is necessary. But if you're leaning backwards against the wall, that is not very comfortable. And then if you are in the variation that you need to stay in, then you allow yourself to sink forward. So remember, no painful sensation in the knees, nothing in the groin. You want to feel along the whole spine, if possible, a stimulation and opening. And breathe towards the back. Feel the slight pressure of the in-breath against the back. Maybe you feel some pops or cracks as the breath opens up areas in between the vertebrae. You can even breathe in and hold the breath for a moment and breathe in a bit more. Hold again. And then a long exhale out to really completely exhale long. To allow yourself to really sink into it. And then wait for the inhalation to come again. Don't guide the breath. Allow the pauses to be there after each breath. And allow yourself to deeply feel what's going on, what's being released. Becoming aware of your inner world. Becoming aware of your mind. Patterns of thoughts that are helpful or not. Memories. Whatever it is that you feel, try not to move. Try to stay still and relax even more.
unless there is a painful sensation in the body that tells you you need to adapt the pose. But if it's tension, then stay. If you can, within your limits. Because if you back away from a deep sensation, an intense sensation that needs to be released, then actually you're holding the tension inside in that place, and actually you allow it to grow. And every time you come close to that, you back off because you feel that intensity. Sometimes it's an emotion that is lying underneath, or trauma. But then actually you allow that tension to grow. So sometimes it takes a willful effort to stay, to allow it to be released. So let's take one more deep breath in. Hold. Breathe in more. Hold. And a long exhale out. You can stay, of course, longer, but if you want to leave the pose, then slowly release the hands. Gently place them behind you so that you can gradually sit down. And then roll vertebra by vertebra while straightening the legs down to the floor. And allow yourself to rest and feel the rebound, feeling the effect. Taking as long as you need.